matches keep on coming over the EFL League 2, as of course the Vegans sit pretty at the top of the table with 3 wins from 3, but over the shoulder is Derek Adams and his boys. We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another Predictor video. Today we look forward to match number 4 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button to get your bang out today with all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here. It's already starting to cook up over in League 2. Of course, we have an outright leader. And of course, we have a couple of teams already cut off, or at least one team cut off at the bottom of the table. And of course, this is a bit of a shocker. That's right. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Kudos to you guys to support the channel. I do appreciate it, but let's get cracking then, shall we? Of course, bring it all back to this past weekend. Of course, the games that take place just yesterday on Tuesday, and we're going to bring you up to date with the games that are going to come up this coming weekend, which is match day number 4, and we'll already have a clear indication of how we're looking so far heading into the back end of August. So let's get going then, shall we? Take a look at Barrow. Actually, there's a lot of postponements here, so maybe it's not a complete outright picture, but anyway, Barrow did get a result against Exeter, a positive result anyway, a point in the right direction. 1-1 was my pick, 0-0 was the final score there. Bradford City, well, the goals are so pretty, it was a 4-1 win over Stevenage, that's right, 2-1 win for me. That should be green, but anyway, we'll roll on with that one. Bristol Rovers against Oldham, I think it was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers, Joey Barton's boys. I think that's his first win of the campaign, so they're moving slowly in the right direction. Colchester against Mansfield. It was a draw, 1-1 in the end, 2-0 for me. Crawley Town against Salford was a 2-1 win for Crawley. That's right, Team GB having a bit of a nightmare there against Crawley. Salford were unbeaten, I think, prior to that, but of course now have to dig deep now and try to keep up the heat with the top of the pack there. Walsall against Scunthorpe United was a 1-1 draw, and I think that was the first point in the bag for Walsall. That's right, Scunthorpe also picking up a point. Meanwhile, Leyton against Harrogate was postponed, COVID, I believe. Newport County against Northampton also postponed. Vale against Carlisle United was a 0-0 draw, and again, Carlisle keeping up the heat, doing okay now at the start of the season. Port Vale's still got a bit of work to do. Rochdale against Forest Green Rovers. The Vegans got themselves a 2-1 win. Of course, remain three wins from 3. Kicking off forward, Sutton United against Hartlepool United. Of course, the new boys was postponed as well. COVID, I believe. And Swindon Town. Tranmere Rovers 0-0 in the EN 2-1 win for me for Tranmere. Swindon keeping up despite my prediction for them to go down. This is the State Play prediction for this week and this week alone. Take to see if you can see your name in there. And in the dizzy old top of the table there, the dizzy lights is Yannick Buster with a 6 out of a respectable, I don't know, maybe 9, I think it is. DJC also up there with 6 as well, so they are your kingpins for this match week and this match week alone. James BCFC great, he's in there with 5. Yoki Yakison, Forest 77. ECFC Scoops 21, who I've already spotted has been a bit dodgy with the names. He keeps mussing up his name. I think one of the last time I saw your EFC Scoops, you had no space between the C and the S of the Scoops, so make sure you keep it clean, otherwise you're going to start to see 2 of your names up here, and I'm not going to be there to clean it up, so make sure you keep your name as is. But of course, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. You'll see EFC Scoops here. There we go. It's down the bottom there. It's number 16 right here. See, the previous one, if we want to go back, has a space right here. And if you want to take a look at this one, the one that I've totaled together that I've done myself and cleaned it up for you, doesn't have a space anymore. So guess what? You got to stick to one of them anyway. But Yannick Buster leads the charge, 16 points, have a respectable what? I don't know. But he is at the top of the table. Of course, leading Russell Frost, of course, who is the defending champion of this league. So of course, he'll be up there. Game Charlie, also a familiar name. JPSFC are great as up there as well. Luke NTFC not too shabby as well, and then the chasing pack. But of course it is very early. We got loads of points, even loads of points this week, with of course matches coming this Saturday as well to see who will be outright leader, manager of the month maybe at the end of August. Well, of course we'll bring you all up to that today a little bit later on. But anyway, let's get cracking and take a look at the table. Here it is. The Vegans sit on the top of the table, 9 points from a possible 9. Of course the Bradford City boys under Derek Adams, of course, 7 points from a respectable 9 as well. Mansfield Town doing good, and Northampton Town as well, 2 for 2 as well, just the 2 games played. Harrogate also got the 1 win from 1, so also unbeaten 100% as well. So not too outright on their own, but of course for the time being looking very good. Let's take a look at the match number 4 then, shall. If you want to get involved, is the link. /League 2 is the website. Go over there. It's free to enter. Of course, you can still jump in the deep end, still can play catch up. Lots of points on the offering, especially if you get some high ones over the next few weeks. You'll be right in contention. But anyway, let's get growing then, shall we? Of course, and have a little look at the next round of matches. Kick it all off then, shall we, with Carlisle up against Leyton Orient. That's right, Kenny Jackets, boys. Again, some of these might be postponed. But anyway, they played each other 29 times, according to my knowledge, taking place on the 21st of August. 9 wins for Carlisle, 10 wins for Leyton Orient, 10 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Carlisle over Leyton Orient was a 4-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time they played each other over in Carlisle was a 1-0 win for Leyton Orient. That was back in March 2021. The bookies odds on this one, 21 to 10. So 21 to 20 is your Carlisle, 23 to 10 is your draw, and 30 to 5 is your long shots. That is, that's actually, you're not, yeah, they are your long shots. That is Leyton Orient. Carlisle are your favourites for this one. And that's where I've gone with this one. I've gone with the 1-0 win for Carlisle, the hosts. I do like Leyton Orient. I think Kenny Jacket will do wonders for them this season. But Carlisle, I was gutted that they missed out last round, and hopefully they can respond this time around and be in contention for those playoffs once again. Next up we have Exeter City. That's right, up against Bristol Rovers. It's southwest kind of match, this bad boy. They played each other 16 times, according to my knowledge, over the course of since 2003. 7 wins for Exeter, 6 wins for Bristol Rovers, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Exeter over Bristol was, of course, a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-1 win. Last time they played each other in Exeter was a 2-0 win for Exeter back in November 2018. That was in the Football League Trophy. Exeter was in 2015. It was a 1-1 draw, of course. Heading into this, though, what are we looking at? Exeter are 23-20 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 20-25 is your Bristol Rovers. You'd give it to Exeter City on the bookies odds on this one, and that's where I've gone as well with the 1-0 win for Exeter City. Going with the bookies on this, 1-0 to take it to the house. Next, of course, we have Stevenage. Do we? Are they actually in action? Yes, they are. Against Port Vale. That's right. According to my knowledge, they are go for the weekend, unless something crazy goes on. Played each other 15 times in 2009. 5 wins for Stevenage, 3 wins for Port Vale, and 7 draws. The biggest win for Stevenage over Port Vale over the course of those 15 matches was a 4-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 1-0 win. Last time they played each other, of course, over in Stevenage was a 2-1 win for Stevenage back in November 2020. Of course, let's have a little look at the recent records heading into this. Of course, Stevenage started off with back-to-back wins in the league, but of course having a big heavy defeat against Bradford, hanging over their heads just right now. As for Port Vale, yeah, not really flying at the moment. Haven't scored a goal in the league, so back-to-back 0-0s. An opening day loss to Northampton, so need a goal. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have Stevenage 5-4 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 11-5 is your Port Vale on this. They are your underdogs, and I think I've got them scoring a goal here, 1-1, but I think Stevenage will be again happy with a point and another one in the bag. Next, of course, we have the Vegans. That's right, it is Forest Green Rovers up against Crawley 10. They played each other 22 times in 2004, 8 wins apiece, 6 draws, of course. 3-1 win was the biggest win for Forest Green over Crawley. 3-0 win was the other way for Crawley over Forest Green. Last time I played each other at Forest Green was a 2-1 win for Crawley back in December 2020. Of course, the Vegans are 3-3, also beating Bristol City in the Carlisle Cup to make through to the second round. As for Crawley, they started off okay, not too shabby. Of course, just a couple of games for them so far in the league, and it's a 1-1 loss one. They lost to Hartlepool on today. They've responded with a 2-1 win against Salford, and also beat actually a loss to Gillingham in the Carlisle Cup. Bookies odds on this one. We have Forest Green coming out to 2017 on. They are your favourites. 5-2 is your draw. 65 is your Crawley on this as well. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for the Vegans and make it 4 wins from 4, and maybe open up a cushion at the top of the table already. Next game, I believe, will be postponed, but we're going to have a pick at it anyway. Can we get the data? I've got a little bit of data on this one. It is, who is it? It's Harrogate up against Barrow. So I think this one is not going on. But anyway, they played each other 19 times in 2005. I'm just making sure it's not going ahead. 2005, 7 wins for Harrogate, 5 wins for Barrow, 7 draws. The biggest win for Harrogate over Barrow was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-2 win. Last time I played each other over in Harrogate was a 1-0 win for Harrogate back in League 2. Of course, I've got no odds on this one because I don't think it's going ahead, but I'm going to give it to you. I would have went with a draw on this 1-1 in the end if it was to have happened, but it won't. Hartlepool against Walsall at the moment. It looks like it's going to go ahead, but anyway, these two sides played each other 18 times in 2004. 4 wins for Hartlepool, 7 wins for Walsall, and 7 draws. The biggest win for Hartlepool over Walsall was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-2 win for Walsall. That's right. Last time they played each other over in Hartlepool was a 0-0 draw in League 1 in 2013. It's been a while, folks. It's been a bloody while. Of course, heading into this, Walsall, not great for them so far. First point of the campaign against Scunthorpe just the other day. Meanwhile, Hartlepool, of course, 1-1 lost one. Also lost to Crewe in the Cup as well. Look at the bookies odds we have. 21-20 is your Hartlepool, 23-10 is your draw, 21-10 is also your Walsall on this one. Tight odds, this one slightly favours the Hartlepool, but I'm going with Walsall on this one. 2-0 win. Of course, they should be bigger and more well equipped than Hartlepool on this, but we'll see. Next up, of course, we have Mansfield. Have done so far so good for them. Up against Bradford, of course, so far so good. This one smells like a draw. Played each other 6 times since 2007. 2 wins for Mansfield, 3 wins for Bradford, and 1 draw. It's Derek Adams in the dugout for Bradford up against Nigel Clough as well. 3-0 win was the biggest win for Burton over Mansfield. The biggest sorry, did I say Burton? The biggest win for Mansfield over Bradford was a 3-0 win. The biggest win for Bradford over Mansfield was a 3-1 win. Last time I played each other over in Mansfield was a 3-1 win for Bradford back in League 2 in October 2020. Of course, Bradford started off with 2 wins and a draw. As for Mansfield, they've also started off with 2 wins and a draw as well. Both teams coming to this on 7 points. Mansfield 23-20 for the victory, 23-10 is your Bradford, 23-10 is your draw. So Mansfield are your slight favourites. I've gone with a 2-2 draw on this one to give them both a point. I think they'll both be happy with that, considering how both teams have started. Next up, of course, Northampton against Rochdale, a team that has kicked off very, very well so far. Northampton, John Brady is your governor, Robbie Stockdale is your manager for Rochdale. Played each other 20 times in 2003, 3 wins for Northampton, 8 wins for Rochdale, and 9 draws. The biggest win for Northampton over Rochdale was a 5-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Last time they played each other over in Northampton was a 0-0 draw back in February 2021 in League One. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Of course, both teams were relegated last season. Heading into this, of course, Northampton, pretty good for themselves. 3 wins from 3, including the Carlisle Cup, beating Coventry as well. As for Rochdale, losing on opening day to Harrogate, picking up a draw against Scunthorpe, losing to the Vegans as well. Not a great start for them at the moment. To look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we got on this? Northampton coming at you. 21-20 for the victory, 23-10 is your, 30-5 is your Rochdale. Of course, hosts are favourites, and that's where my money's going to, with a 1-0 win for Northampton. Kicking on further, though, is the strugglers. It is Oldham Athletic. Goodness gracious me, up against Colchester United. Of course, these two sides played 28 times since 2003. 6 wins for Oldham, 8 wins for Colchester, and 14 draws. The biggest win for Oldham over Colchester was a 5-2 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-1 win. That is right. The last time played over in Oldham was a 5-2 win. Goodness gracious me, that was that big one back in April 2021 towards the back end of the season. In fact, the penultimate game of the season, it looks like. Of course, Oldham started off with a what have they've started off absolutely terrible. 0 points from a possible 3. Also, they did beat Tranmere in the Carlisle Cup to make it to the next round. As for Colchester, 2 draws and a defeat, and a loss to the cut to Birmingham in the cup as well. So 2 teams not really getting go. So there's a chance for both sides to get moving. 8-5 is your Oldham, 9-4 is your draw. Of course, 70-10 is your Colchester. I'm going with a draw on this one. 0-0. I don't think everyone will be happy with that one at this stage. Kicking off further is Salford up against Swindon. That's right, taking place over in Salford. Team GB up against Ben Garner. Played just the one time since 2019. 1 win for Swindon. Now they've Salford. That 1 win was in League 2 back in November 2019. Of course, COVID must have interrupted that in the last time. Swindon have started off okay, picked up a result against Scunthorpe on opening day, lost to Cambridge, lost to Carlisle, drew with Tranmere. As for Salford, also not too shabby as well. In fact, not really well. Back-to-back draws for them. But of course, they're coming to us on the back of a defeat as well against Crawley. Look at the bookies odds we have. 11-8 on is your Salford, 13-5. Is your draw. 41 is your long shots. That is, of course, Swindon 10. I'm going with a cheeky 2-0 win for Salford finally. Get the points in the bag. Scunthorpe against Sutton United. It looks like it's going to go ahead, but we'll talk about it. Played each other 0 times. It'll be the first time that these two sides lock horns. Of course, heading into this, though, Walsall, Scunthorpe come into this on 50% form without a win in 4. As for Sutton, just 1 win in 4 for them as well. That 1 win was a friendly, I think, way back when. Of course, coming into this on the back of a draw, 0-0 draw against Salford. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe coming to this also on the back of a draw with a 1-1 draw against Walsall. Bookies odds on this one, 70-10 is your Scunthorpe, 23-10 is your draw, 31-20 is your Sutton United on this one, of course. They didn't play midweek, or at least Sutton United didn't play midweek. But I think it's going to be a 1-0 win for the hosts on this one. Again, move the chains and eventually get them moving on. And then finally, a bit of a zinger at the end here. Tranmere rose up against Newport County. Played each other 7 times 2014, 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. The biggest win for either sides over each other was a 1-0 win each. Of course, they only scored 3 goals in those 7 matches against each other. Of course, last time around at Tranmere was in fact a 1-0 win in Newport County back in March 2021. Newport coming to this unbeaten in the league, 1 win, 2 draws. As for Newport County, they come into this back-to-back. They've actually won twice and lost 1. They lost to Mansfield last time around, but they also beat Ipswich and Oldham to get themselves okay in the right direction. Meanwhile, 30-10 is your bookies odds for the host, 23-10 is your draw, 2-1 is your Tranmere, your Newport on this. Goals galore on this one, 5-goal thriller going in favour of Tranmere. That is my picks. Let me know your picks, of course, as we look forward to match number 5 just around the corner. Of course, and to do your picks, get involved right here. It is free, and it is Cutley/League 2 number 4. That's right, free to enter. Make sure you keep your name as you've done so far. But until then, give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Looking forward to seeing your picks over in there. Feel free to drop them down in the comment section to let everyone else know what you're thinking. And of course, do you think the Vegans will be top other tops at the end of the month, of course? And of course, who will be our manager of the month at the end of the month? We'll take a look at all of that, of course, when we come back for match number 5. But until then, we are done.